Me F25 and fiance M31. Ben's mom don't have the best relationship. I try my best to be polite around her, but she's the type that'd have high standards / expectations of whoever dates her sons. She has 3. She's commented on my hair and body several times, and at some point, suggested cosmetic surgeries for the future. This upsets me, but Ben tells me this is who she is, and I need to learn to have a thick skin since oftentimes, she doesn't really mean to be malicious. Anyways, I'm known for baking cakes and sweets. Ben eats what I make, but whenever I bring something to his family to try, they find every excuse in the world not to eat it. I'm okay with that, and stop doing it. For Ben's 31st birthday, his mom wanted to host the party. I decided to bake him his birthday cake, and he was thrilled with it. I went grocery shopping, took time off work, and put so much effort into making it how he likes it. I took it with me to his mom's house, and to my surprise, when I walked in I saw a large birthday cake sitting at the dining table. I was puzzled. FMIL said she requested this cake from the bakery and paid XXX money for it. I asked, what about the cake I've made? She responded, oh, you can place it on the counter over there, and we'll let the kids have it. This felt like ice was dropped all over me. I looked at Ben, and he nodded at me in a just do it way. I was so mad, and the cake was still in my hands at the time. I turned around and made my way to the door. His mom remained standing, but Ben followed me asking where I was going. I told him that he didn't need my cake, and by extension me, since my efforts were so easily dismissed and disrespected. He said I was overreacting, and that his mom paid so much for that cake, and it was only fair that he accept it. He begged me to get back inside and do him this favor by basically just go with the flow, but I decided to go home. He got mad and started saying I was being unreasonable and stirring drama over nothing. I went home, and he didn't get back till 11 p.m. He was so upset he said he and his family didn't appreciate the childish behavior I displayed, and ruining his party and disrespecting his mom like that. Said I turned this into a huge deal and shoulder-acted more maturely instead of walking out with the cake. 8 for taking the cake and walking out. NTA. The fact that your future husband is telling you to just accept his mom's bullshit with a smile and then gets mad at you when you don't is very telling. If you marry him, this is just going to grow over time. Just let mom decide our children's name. Just let her decide where we live. Just let her decide how to furnish our house. Op doesn't have to make a decision for the rest of that relationship. What a lovely life. /s. Edit. Thank you so much for the award. NTA. Please don't marry this man. Run far, far away and bake your cakes for someone who chooses you, not their mom. You deserve it. That's a potential mill from hell waiting to happen. And Ben is not even trying in the least to take back his fiancée. It's gonna be a disaster by all indications. NTA. Opus. NTA. And realize this is going to be your life. Him never having your back. Right? He can't marry Op because he's married to his mom. NTA. Info. Was she aware you were bringing a cake? Did you make sure she knew you wanted to bring the cake? That's what I'm wondering as well. It was the mother throwing the party, so I'd assume the mother was arranging the food and cake for the party. If he loves her cooking, but she knows his family doesn't, and she's not even the one hosting the party, then I don't understand showing up with a cake and expecting it to be the cake. Pretty easy to have a separate personal celebration afterward with your own handmade cake. Info. Was she aware you were bringing a cake? Did you make sure she knew you wanted to bring the cake? This has been asked many times and Op is not coming back with an answer, so I'm guessing it was not planned. There's a disconnect in the story here. Did the mill know that you were bringing the cake? Sounds like a lack of communication. Of course, you have more context in your own perspective, but from everyone else's perspective, you're the crazy person who left because there were 2 cakes. NTA. Either way, just wondering if this was handled pragmatically or not. You specifically leave out the part where you told the mill not to make a cake and she agreed, but bought one anyways to spite you. TBH. Mixed feelings on this one. Ben should stand up for you more, and his mum's comments are absolutely malicious by looks on things. That's for sure. But I'm super confused by this cake thing. You said whenever you bring something you bake they never eat it. What made you think this time would be any different? Especially since you didn't communicate in any way to his mum that you are bringing a cake she is hosting. Did you just assume she won't bake/order a cake? Why were you confused? There was a cake already there. You cold made a small cake to enjoy at home, or ask his mum if it's okay to bring one mo. NTA. All your mill did was throw some cash at someone. You, however, put time and effort and love into making the exact cake he requested, therefore showing him how much he means to you, and he dismissed it just like that because mommy dearest went to the bakery? I see you're engaged. I hope you realize that this is exactly how it's going to be for the rest of your lives, and I hope you know that by marrying him, you realize that this is what you're getting yourself into. If your relationship with him is worth all of this, then by all means, continue. But if you don't see yourself putting up with his mama's boy behavior for the rest of your lives, then I think you have some reconsidering to do. This is the best description I've seen of why this is absolutely disrespectful and not okay. This is such an important comment. NTA. Run. Don't look back. If you get tangled with this family, you might get yourself one-way ticket to mental health institution. Honestly, there's no good happen when BF mom is mill from hell or ownership of hellhound. The man's family obviously comes from money and mother wants him to marry up, not down. This sort of behavior, hinting at cosmetic surgery instead of education/career, never accepting her handmade baked goods. Anyone who bakes from scratch knows how difficult and challenging it can be, so it would be appreciated, not snubbed. This reeks of rich people behavior. This lady wants to drive her away, and fiance doesn't want to risk losing his inheritance by angering mommy. That's my take on it anyway. Info. Did she know that you were making the birthday cake? Generally the host provides the cake, so unless she specifically knew, then it wasn't deliberately malicious. If she knew, then the level of malevolence is amazing. Your boyfriend has been clear that he is okay with this behavior. You need to understand that it will never change. Ever. Is this what you want for your life? Taking the other side, but it does not sound like you were asked to bring a cake, and the host of a birthday party providing a cake isn't the act of spite that you think it is. I think you overreacted because you and the mill are probably ready to fight at any given moment. The non-cake related stuff, which is the real issue, led to the cake, which wasn't. But also this is the rest of your life op. If your partner's family, if they have a good relationship and you cannot get along, that should give you both some pause. If mom didn't know about your cake, then walking out in a huff was kind of a D*** move, though she ought to have been more gracious about yours either way. But as others point out, the salient issue is that fiance is a mama's boy. Actual marriage will change nothing. It'll always be three of you in the marriage and you will always be the third wheel. Even if she didn't know, just dismissing her like that is an R move. She seems to consistently and deliberately dismiss and belittle her. Info. Did you talk with your BF's mum about you making the cake? You have mentioned that she is hosting the party. Did you discuss this with her, or you just decided to make it? Yeah, that's what I was wondering, to cause if someone is hosting a party, that usually means they're doing everything. Unless she specifically told her she's making a cake beforehand, I don't know why she assumed she would know. NTA. Ben is incredibly disrespectful to you. He invalidated and gaslighted you. He should have placed you and your cake as priority. Red flag getting involved with this family. The mother sounds horrible, and he doesn't have the balls to stick up for you. I wouldn't tolerate any of that from her. I would have walked out the second she was commenting on my body. Horribly inappropriate. This isn't gaslighting, lol. Info. Did mom know you were bringing the cake? Did Ben tell her you were bringing the cake? Need more information. Had you already confirmed with his mom that you would be bringing the cake? Did she know you were doing that? Since she was hosting, it would be expected she had a cake otherwise. Not enough info to judge. If she didn't know you were bringing a cake, if you were tasked with bringing the cake, NTA. NTA. But have fun marrying into that family. Did the mom know about your cake? NTA. But you know that you'll always be second behind his mother, because this is who she is, right? You said she's hosting, so generally the host buys the birthday cake. Sounds like poor guest etiquette on your part. I decided but doesn't mention anywhere you were in contact with FMIL to see what you could make to bring. And if you know they are a bit picky, why didn't you make a cake for home for just the two of you? NTA, and you have just had a glimpse into what your loaf is going to look like. She will always be this way and he will never stand up for you. When someone shows you who they are, listen to them. NTA. Any partner who doesn't defend you from someone making truly hurtful and offensive comments is not someone you should consider marrying. If she's this bad now, I guarantee you it'll be worse after the wedding. I know in these circumstances people tend to take the high road, but next time she has a tug about plastic surgery, say, Wyatt didn't do you any favors. She deserves to be put in her place and you deserve to find happiness with someone else. Best of luck, op.